Today I'm introducing the Mr. Vivek S. And he has done BTech and MTech from JNTU Hyderabad, MBA from IIM Indore, currently working as a subdivisional engineer in BSNL. More than 20 years experience of field experience in BSNL, including training center. Specialization in wireless communication, 4G, 5G, 6G, IoT, telecom network, MPLS, VPN, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning, NLP, and computer version. Deliver several talks, lectures for the various organizations, Indian Railways, BBNL, NITTR, NMDC, Universities of SCO, MANU, SRM, VIT, Manipal, Geetam, IT's companies and engineering college, CBIT, VVR, VNR, Vardhaman, Sri Devi, MGIT. He is guiding the more than 4,500 students for the internship and project of 2019 to 2020 and received official appreciation for 3 years 2019 to 20 for the best performance. Sir, please start your lecture. Mr. Vivek, sir.
Thank you, madam. And once again, good evening, all the participants and all the faculty members of the Manu University. Uh, Today's the topic of this evening is green buildings and sustainable architecture. Uh, in this presentation, we will discuss the various points of. We will discuss about the introduction to green buildings, the goals of the green buildings, the benefits, the fundamental principles of sustainable architecture, and what are the various green certifications that are there internationally, globally, as well as Indian context. We'll see some case study. There are several case studies are there. One case study where green buildings and sustainable architecture is implemented, and what are the challenges that are present, the future trends, as well as the global perspectives on the sustainability, which is very most relevant topic in the present day time. I will conclude with the other possibilities that are there in this area. So, firstly, what is this green building? So, everybody this is commonly understand what is this green building. Mainly, the green building a purpose is to design the building in such a way that it reduces the environmental impact. So the green buildings are also we can call it them as sustainable buildings. So the structures, civil structures which are designed and built with environmental responsibility, they are called as the green buildings. Environmental responsibility means we also have to think about the resource utilization. The resource utilization also should be efficient and should be minimal. And the various characteristics of this sustainability lies in environmental responsibility, the material responsibility, resource responsibility, energy responsibility, water conservation, health maintenance, and then even the air quality maintenance. So all aspects, the green buildings looks at the environmental sustainability in the 360 degrees perspective. So we can say that the aim of these green buildings is basically to reduce the overall impact of the pollution, or the overall impact of the over utilization resources on human health, and also on the natural environment on the globe throughout the life cycle of those buildings. Throughout the life cycle means starting from the design of the building, and then architecture of the building, and then implementation or execution of the building, and then maintenance of the building. And also maybe at 20 years down the line, 50 years down the line, and if you are planning for recycling or demolition of the building, there also are destruction of the building. So right from the design to construction, operation and maintenance, renovation of any in future, or destruction, or deconstruction, or destruction of the building, in any all these life cycle, the impact on the human health and impact on the natural environment should be as minimal as possible. That is a basic idea behind the green buildings. So I can say that The overall idea, the overall goal is to give the our current environment in a better way or in a best possible way to our next generation. So this is the main idea. So as I told you, the green building not only involves design of the structure, the civil structure itself, but also about the process that are involved. So this is where our experience is involved, because we have we do the consultation for some organizations, basically government organizations, and mainly. So under this sector, for example, we recently had for the IIT Hyderabad, long back Manu also, and BSNL, they're trying to conserve the uh, uh, environment, to focus on the energy and efficiency and water conservation, and some of the practices they're following. We'll see down the line what are the other things we're doing. And focusing mainly focuses not only on environment responsibility, but also resource efficiency is one more thing. And the other thing is the sustainability should be there. Whatever materials we use, whatever resources we use, whatever process we use, they should be responsible throughout the life cycle for the environment. That is the most important thing. And basically, it is also, as I told you, so even it builds upon the traditional building design considerations, like it should be economical, utility should be there, durability should be there, comfort should be there, and these the dimensions also are considered while designing the, or while certifying the building as a green building. So traditional practices which are very efficient, which are environmental friendly, are also being considered. And what are actually the goals of the green building? The goals of the green building, as you told, they are, you can say, 5 Rs. What are these 5 Rs? So the starting with the reduce the usage of the materials, reduce the usage of the resources, reduce the usage of the site, or reduce the usage of the water, reduce the usage of the energy, reduce the usage of every possible thing that is involved in the design or construction, in the transportation of the materials also. Each and every point, and each and every criteria is there for certification of the guild building, and also for the purpose of environmental sustainability. So, and then reduce and response. What kind of response will be there? Response is important. Reduce in case of any issue, in case of any shortcomings, in case of any bottleneck. What response is or what action is taken in order to resolve that issue? So renewal of resources, because recycling, renewal are very, very important things. And refusal to accept anything which is against the environmental sustainability. So these are the primary goals. These 5 Rs are the primary goals of green building, which are, you can say, design philosophy, which are there as a design philosophy for going ahead for the green building. And what are the benefits of the green building? As not only environment sustainability, apart from the environmental sustainability, which is the main objective of the green building, the other benefits are economical. Even economical benefits are there. Even the capex effect will be there. Operational expenditure, even OPEX also. Both it has a lot impact on capex as well as OPEX, which are very vital metrics or financial metrics for any organization. It may be the government organization or a private establishment or any other firm. So reduce operational costs, as I told you, the OPEX. And apart from the OPEX and CAPEX, it has got the impact on the health of the occupants. Occupants may be the residents, it may be the offices, or it may be the people who are occupying those green buildings. It will be having very positive impact on them. And also the productivity through the better, it's productivity of the health of the occupants or health of the inmates of the green buildings are better if they are using less resources, and with a greater comfort and better ventilation and better availability of the natural air. So obviously the productivity of the inmates, productivity of the residents also obviously improves. So, and finally, if you are caring about the environment, the climate change, it will combat the climate change. So by reducing the carbon footprint. So carbon footprints, so the consumption of the carbon footprint, no food carbon in our no during this green building life cycle will be greatly reduced. So these are the benefits of the green buildings. So what are the principles of the sustainable architecture? So there are some fundamental principles of the sustainability. So whatever architecture you are going at, there are some fundamental principles. The focus of the sustainable architecture is basically minimizing the resource consumption. As much as possible, the resources, as I told you, from the site, materials, transportation, no, even the fuel, even the energy, water, and even the waste sewage, or whatever resource, whatever element that is involved, everything should be minimized. The consumption should be minimized. Even the waste also should be minimized, and we also have to ensure that the waste also recycled. And of course, the best examples are in our neighborhood. So many even nearby Serene County, which is there near to the Manu. So, or you can take the latest establishments like My Home or Saparna. They are doing it, and also the CII building, which is there in our Gachibowli area, the Godrej Business Center, the Godrej Building Center, that is the CII Confederation of Indian Industry building, that also is having a green building, or the My Home Bhuja or Aparna Cyber Zone or Commune buildings, and more Tripura constructions are there, and so many gated communities. Government is also ensuring. We'll see down the line what are the certifications that are there, what are the criteria that are there to ensure that environmental sustainable development will be there. And the approach for following these fundamental principles is to create the building that are environment responsible as well as resource efficient. These are the two criteria that are followed. And as I told you, what are the fundamental principles? Fundamental principles are of the sustainable environment is a sustainable architecture of the green buildings. So as I told you, these are the various efficiency factors which are we can say which are the key metrics which are involved in sustainable architecture implementation. Structural efficiency, that is civil structure efficiency should be there. Energy efficiency, the power consumption should be as minimal as possible. So wherever it's possible, we'll also see that. Water efficiency, water conservation practices, the best practices. Material efficiency, the usage of the materials, construction materials, and then maintenance materials, and as well as the recycling materials, etc. And waste and toxic reduction as much as possible. These are the fundamental principles for sustainable architecture of the green buildings. Okay, and coming to the main thing, so you can see here, coming to the structural efficiency. If you take structural efficiency, talks about on the impact on the cost and performance. Cost and performance means the total project cost, because when you are talking about a structure, a civil structure, a building structure, the design efficiency, if you are taking care of the best design efficiency, obviously there it will be having very good impact on the total project cost as well as the performance of the project. So that is overall the objective of this also to reduce the overall minimize the total environmental impact, and in every stage of the building project. That is the idea. So idea is, so during the kind of design, structure design, the best practices are to be followed to have better environmental impact. So for example, what practices we can make for a structure to improve the structural efficiency. So one of the things that we can do is we have to use as much as possible. The local ecosystem is to be involved as much as possible. So when for example, one of the important factor that will be involved in structural efficiency, the site selection and design. So while selecting the site, we need to see that how the suppose when you are going for a big green buildings, when we are going for a sustainable architecture, we have to see the select the site in such a way that it is properly ventilated, it is properly environmental, the environmental disruption is as much as minimal as possible. For example, if you are having a lot of vegetation in that site which you have selected, and to construct the building, if you have to no, deforest all the no, plantation or all the no, landscape there, that will be having a negative effect, negative impact on the environment. So while selecting the site itself, you have to see that what the minimum expenditure is there. For example, not only expenditure, minimal environmental impact will be there. And for example, there are a lot. So there is a lot of when hillock is there in the site, or some uneven plane is there. So then that whatever unevenness is there in the surface, or whatever vegetation is there, that should be considered while designing it, so that the minimal impact will be there. So while designing, we have to integrate the available resource, the natural landscape, or biodiversity. Maybe lakes are there. Besides our Manu Hyderabad, we also have Nitym Tourism Department college is there, Nitim. And Nitim also, you see, you can say the biodiversity is preserved by maintaining the lake in such a fashion. The biodiversity, the lake, or the ecosystem that is available, the flora and fauna that is available in that is pre-existing in that site, that should be preserved in order to integrate it in the design for the sustainable architecture. And the others, apart from the structural efficiency, another fundamental principle of energy conservation is the that is energy efficiency. Energy efficiency, you can say, it is a cornerstone. It is the very much pivotal. It will play a pivotal role in the green building design. So, as this even the government of India has recognized this key role, and not only government of India, every government, most of the governments across the globe, we are finding that these people are focusing on it to reduce our reliance on fossil fuels, and to have usage of non-renewable resources and you can say renewable resources, or you can say non-conventional energy resources, like solar, usage of solar plants, usage of air turbines, or wind turbines, or usage of desalination plants, or usage of hydel plants, etc. So there are several things that are in place just to improve the energy efficiency throughout the life cycle. So the purpose of this is to the lower power consumption. Not only it will have impact on the operational expenditure, but also it will be having huge impact on the efficiency of the project green building, but also on the environmental impact. So the one of the fundamental thing which I have told you is the renewable energy, or energy from the non-conventional sources. Non-conventional sources like the solar plants, wind turbines, geothermal systems, are now even government are looking for the hydrogen plants, the green hydrogen plants people are looking at. So these are the some of the areas where integration of these renewable energy sources, if you are integrating with the sustainable architecture, you will be having a lot of impact. So we have to see that in the green buildings, the renewable energy sources are integrated, are incorporated for sustainable buildings. This practice, as I told you, the reliance is to reduce the reliance, or to reduce our dependence on the fossil fuels like petrol, diesel, and then gasoline, etc., and which will reduce the carbon footprints, which you have already seen in the structural design also. Our aim is to reduce the carbon footprints, So it will lowers the greenhouse gas emissions also. So greenhouse gas emissions also gets reduces, and it will have a positive impact on the environment. So it will help in reduction of the pollution. It will help in reduction of the no over utilization of the resources, thereby helping the Mother Earth to have greater sustainability. And the other important aspect, which is the other important principle, fundamental principle for sustainable architecture is water conservation strategies. So water conservation strategies are very, very important. This is also almost all the green communities or green buildings. It may be the commercial establishments or the residential establishments or any you can say uh, partial private and partial public enterprise companies. So the water conservation is the most vital thing. So the water conservation techniques like the grey water recycling talks about the waste sewage water or the waste water from the bathrooms, or waste water from the washrooms, waste water from the washing machines, or waste water from the kitchens or the mess or the canteens, etc. So these grey water recycling plays a pivotal role to for reuse of the these grey water can be used in multiple purposes for the landscaping or gardening. You can use it for the purposes for the flushing and the washrooms. So the grey water can we keep on using it. We can use the same resource multiple number of times. Apart from it, the no there is no one is external water also harvesting is also most important. Rainwater harvesting, this is also something which is being implemented for a long period of time. It should be implemented not only by the government but also should be by the establishments in a more efficient manner, so that whatever rainwater that is there should be preserved and it should be harvested in such a fashion that that can be reused for a longer period of time, that can have the reduction of the burden on the bore wells or the groundwater, and it can try to increase the water table level. And also the other important thing is low flow fixtures. So low flow fixtures means in the bathrooms or in the washrooms, in the kitchens. One of the water conservation technique is the flow. Instead of using the fast flow of the taps, the flow is controlled. The flow is regulated with the help of some fixtures, which will help in conservation of the water and reduce the water usage. That is also one of the important techniques. And apart from the green buildings will also, the sustainable architecture also talks about preserving the local water resources in the ecosystem. Water resources, just now we talked about the example of lithium, where the water lakes are there, that is preserved and that is preserved in the site without we can say grabbing it without encroaching it or without making a landfill on it. So this preservation of the water resources helps in raising the water table to the maximum level. And apart from the principles of energy efficiency and structural efficiency, about the other important thing is about the material efficiency. The sustainable material efficiency you also have to take care. So whatever materials you are using for the construction of the building, green buildings or sustainable buildings, or for the usage of the furniture or the interiors or the for any other appliances we are using in the building, everything should be selected, everything should be designed in such a way that should be minimize the environmental impact, not only during the usage, not only during the operation, but also during the production itself, during the manufacturing or during the transportation. So come throughout the life cycle. So green buildings certifications also takes the criteria of each and everything throughout the life cycle. Throughout the life cycle means right from the production or the manufacturing of that material, or the transportation of the material, or the sourcing of the material. The sourcing of the material is to the suppose when you are constructing a building, and we are getting sourcing since we are getting a no, uh, the cost of the material is less, we are procuring it from a far place, it will be having it will consume more it is having more carbon footprints, because since we are transporting from a longer distance, because of the low cost, what will happen is it is having more environmental impact because of the logistics that are involved, because of the environmental impact, because of the greenhouse gases that the transportation vehicles are emitting, and all these things will be considered, and the credits will be calculated basing on that thing. So one of the important thing is even the local material. The importance of the local materials also is one of the key thing. Local materials, because if you select the local materials, the advantage is the transportation emissions will be reduced, and also it will support the local economy. So sustainability of local economy, local communities are very much considered in the green building, because the traditional practices should be considered in a greater way during the green building or sustainable architectures. And materials like bamboos for furnitures, for interiors, or for landscaping designs, and materials that are used. We can use materials like bamboos, or reclaimed wood, or recycled wood, or no construction waste, whatever construction waste that is available. And you can also use the construction waste, or the steel which is recycled, or plastic which is recycled. They're often used in the green building. So if when the material, whatever material you're using, if they are already recycled material, or already used material, or no, or the garbage that is there from that you are using it, it is having a lot of impact on the environment. Apart from it, what is the other important point, and what is the other important fundamental principle of the sustainable architecture is the indoor environmental quality. So the materials that are used for the green building, they should be in such a way that the materials that are used means you will be using the interiors, furniture you will be using paints, you will be using and lighting, you will be using so many materials which are toxic also. So one of the fundamental principle is we need to also monitor the occupants' health and well-being. So if suppose you're using a paints that are emitting a lot of chemicals and a lot of toxic gases, it will have a negative impact on the health, and it will be having no negative effect on the sustainability of that uh, uh, occupant. So that is considered by factoring what is called as IEQ. IEQ stands for Indoor Environmental Quality. IEQ stands for Indoor Environmental Quality, which is also vital for the occupant, resident health, or occupant health and well-being. So what is the most vital is, so while designing the building itself, or while constructing, we have to see that the IQ should be there. So if you are consider a business, this is the building plan, you have to see that the IQ, so natural lighting should be there, good ventilation should be there, and non-toxic materials in case of even the cement quality, or in when the paints which are using, in the furniture which you are using, in the materials which are using, or maybe the steel which you are using, everything should be taken into consideration during the design and the implementation stage. And also, of course, if you also prioritize not only the health but also the comfort and the health, obviously the productivity of the occupants will be increased. uh, and, and the indoor environmental quality. So the idea is, as I told you, IEQ. So IEQ is having the what are the effects of maintaining IEQ in green building a sustainable architecture is the comfort level of the occupants will increase, the well-beingness will increase, the health will increase. Obviously, if you are maintaining the no your occupants of the buildings, maybe the employees or the staff or the faculty or the workers, and if their comfort level is increased, and if their health is improved, and if their the well-being is looked after, obviously the productivity will be much more improved. And the green building should ensure that the proper landscaping is there and proper ventilation is there and proper greenery is there, so people can stay healthy and not only say comfortable, but the whatever air they breathe will be clean. So that is the idea. Clean air should be given to the inmates. And also you have to, as I told you, whatever materials they are using should not be harmful to the health. uh, and also living and these the whatever no, the living comfort or working comfort that is there in the building will be they should ensure that the inmates or the occupants or residents should not fall sick. So that is the idea, fundamental idea. And what else are the fundamental principles of the sustainable architecture? Is the one of the other thing is where our technocrats come into picture is the innovation and technology. So innovation and technology is also considered, and this is where a lot of advancements are happening. And while considering the sustainability, this is to be considered. So what are the new? So you have to and abreast with the designers and the construction contractors and then the engineers. They have to be aware of the new technologies, and they also have to adapt creative ways of building these structures to help the environment. For example, the solar plants. So and you have to make space that all that terrace should have it should be installed with a solar plant. The terrace should be wherever possible that is there. It should be having a green landscape so that it will be having a positive impact on the temperature of the building, and should that the reliance on the air conditioning or HVACs which we use in the building, big buildings or office buildings or the academic buildings, that will be reduced. The reliance on the air conditioning equipment will be reduced. There will be power consumption will be there. There will be energy efficiency will be there. There will be the environment impact will be there, and also well-being of the occupant will be there. So advanced insulation methods. Advanced insulation method means whatever the coolness that is there in the building can be preserved with the help of insulation materials. What are the insulation materials which are used in the on the wall that are to be selected in such a way that the whatever coolness that is there, it will not be it will not be reduced, and also the heat also will not enter into the building. Depends upon the usage. And the green roofs. With green roofs, as I told you, green land and grass landscape can be done on the top of the building, whereby the temperature of the building comes down by 2 to 3 degrees, which is will be greatly impacting the coolness or the wellness of the building. And the other important things is permeable pavements. If you see permeable pavements or whatever footpaths we use currently, this is the current practice which we are making. This will help in no water conservation. So water conservation, whatever water conservation is natural water conservation, natural rainwater harvest. You can say whatever water that will be falling on that pavement can be preserved. And the other important thing in innovation and technology is the usage of smart building technologies that is coming up in a bigger way. And we can say this smart word is coming everywhere. Smart buildings, smart cities, smart campus, and then the smart homes, smart colleges, smart universities, and the smart cars. And you can say smart, even the smart gadgets. So everywhere you can see the smart. What is the prefix of smart building? The smart building or sustainable architecture. The smart prefix is also a vital thing, which is a adoption of technology in the green building architectures. What is the smartness means? Usage of the technology called as IoT technology, or usage of MMTC technology. What is this IoT means? Internet of Things. So which will greatly help for a construction of the big building, even for homes also, even for apartments or gated communities. At least the smart building techniques are coming into picture, which will greatly improve not only one factor, multiple factors. It will help in energy efficiency mostly. So energy efficiency, it will help in the better cooling and better comfort to provide better comfort of the inmates, and also the resource optimization also will be done with the help of this, and also safety measures. So some of, for example, if you see, and a lot of comfort will be there, a lot of say, energy conservation will be there, a lot of you know uh, environmental impact will be there, and you will be reducing a lot of carbon footprints. So, for example, a smart building technology adopts home energy meters, which are IoT enabled. The IoT enabled home energy meters already which in place. Yeah, as you know, BSNL is having and the government through Department of Telecommunication. So we are also currently starting the IoT projects, and also we are also providing the IoT solutions to our enterprise customers in various sectors and various areas. Even the IIT Hyderabad, we have also seen the IIT Hyderabad. They are also involved in various projects like energy meters and IoT enabled energy meters, or 5G related projects, and they're also involved in bringing environmental sustainable solutions to the communities. So, for example, the home energy meter. If you take home energy meters, the energy meter which are power meters, which we call, they're IoT enabled. What's the advantage is at the end of every month we'll be having a billing person. A billing person will be coming, and he will be taking the reading, and that reading will be basing on the reading. He will generate a bill, and he will print the bill and give it to us. So this is how the life cycle of maintenance, of operation and maintenance of the energy meters will be taking place. If any energy meters are faulty, they will just raise a docket, and the person who is coming, the lineman or the concerned billing person will come and raise the docket, and that docket will go to the concerned engineer, and the new meter will be replaced with the acceptance or with the consent of the owner of the building. So this is how this will be there. But this, if you are keeping IoT enabled energy meters, what is the advantage is maybe a home place, or it will be a big commercial establishments, or it may be the academic establishments or an IIT establishment. The energy meters uh, automatically, without the involvement of the person, without the involvement of a billing person, the lineman, since it will be connected to the internet with the help of no, an SBC, a small computer. What will happen is automatically the reading will be captured by the device as SBC, a small embedded computer, and through the internet it will be sending to the data to the control center. It may be the control center of uh, the Telangana state government, or the respective government. Respective governments will have their own energy department. So the energy department, like here TSSPDCL is there, the Telangana State Development Power Corporation Distribution Power Company will be there. So basing on the government energy supplier, whoever it is there, so he will get to the server. This energy meter will be providing which will capture the meter reading. It will simply upload the data to the control server, and that server will generate the bill basing on your plan, basing on your attributes that are available during the deployment of the energy meter. So it will generate the bill, and it will simply push the bill to your WhatsApp, or to your email, or to your SMS. So to whatever media form you want will be generated and sent. So thereby, this the advantage is sustainability. Of course, in one, so the transportation of the billing person need not come to every let's say every meter, and need not travel, and need not see it. Automatically it takes place, and then a lot of fuel will be saved, and a lot of energy conservation will be there. Of course, one side will definitely, everything will be having pros and cons. The pros, these are the pros, and the con will be definitely will be having impact when you are following smart building solutions. It will be having impact definitely on the employability, and of course we need to find out solutions for that. These are social solutions to improve the employability elsewhere. Different verticals of the new niche verticals which will be coming up, which niche areas where the possibility of employment will be there, because this is an opportunities will be there, and just find it out and just have to work on that solution. And coming other thing is the photos, on the roofs, apart from the no, green layers of the green grass, green landscaping, we also have to take the care of solar photovoltaic cells. Photovoltaic cells, the solar panels will be there, no? So there are different types of solar panels are there. Either we can connect as a standalone, or we can connect it to the grid. Now all the governments, all the state governments, energy suppliers, as well as the central government also in India, and also almost many major developed countries and developing countries, they're focusing on these renewable sources, mainly the solar energy, which is available, in a abundance. So and in every roof, if in almost whatever roof it is available, if you are, if you are involving some capex in the solar plant panels, which we have done in order to improve the energy efficiency. And if you can look at all our major exchanges across the country, and many of the important installations, we have solar plants which are connected to the grid. So, and the grid and the governments are also buying the same, doing the same thing, they're executing the same thing. The advantage will be, you will be having a lot of advantage of the, cost. One is the cost effect will be there, cost will be reduced, because whatever you are generating in excess of your usage, that will be sent to the grid. Suppose if your usage is more than the supplied by the solar cell, the grid will be supplying that energy, and you will be having, for reconciliation, you will be having a meter, the energy meter will be there, which will be having a reconciliation and the availability, and that is also in place, and that can be used. So the excess energy can be can be uh, made available to the grid, or if it is not required, we can also have scale up our resources to have much more sustainability that can be done. And even we can have a small wind turbines also, because complete solar panels cannot meet your energy consumption needs. You can also take the help of a small wind turbines, and so small whatever it is feasible in the building. If it is a large establishment, we can go for 2-3 windmills, or if you can have a small establishment, we can have one windmill which will connect to a turbine, and which will generate energy, and which will be having a use reduction of resources, the fossil fuels, and will be having a good environmental impact. And you can see energy efficient lighting. That is also how this is also controlled, means in IoT enabled devices we will be having the sensors will be there. So in IoT device, suppose if you want to use an energy efficient lighting, the sensors what we have to do is we have to connect to SBC through the this wireless technologies. We can connect to the number of wireless technologies that are there, which can be connected. The sensors can be connected to the SBC, that is embedded computers, which are connected to the internet, or you can say cloud. So these cloud technologies, wireless technologies, sensors, and the SBCs, single board computers, like Raspberry Pi, or you can be using so many blueberries, etc. So many of different options are there. These, what they will do is, and sensors, like suppose no um, the we will be using one proximity sensor. So whenever users or inmates or occupants of the room are entering that area, by the proximity sensor will alert the appliance. It will make the relay on, and the lights will be switched on. If inmates are going away, so the sensors, they can detect it and they can reduce the power energy actually. Excuse me, sir. Any doubt? Yeah. Uh, Thank you. So sensors are like a touch sensor. Suppose if you are opening a room and entering a room, you can use touch sensor. Whenever you're touching the sensor, automatically the electrical appliances will be switched on. Maybe there are fans in the room, or maybe the lights in the room. And whenever you're going away, so that these, with the help of the touch sensor, with the help of proximity sensor, with the help of the thermal sensors, or with the help of the temperature sensor, humidity sensor, moisture sensor. There's so many sensors which are very cheaply available in the market. They can be used for improving the smart building, sustainability of the building. And for example, even we can have appliances like the air conditioning connected to the smart sensor. And if you are using green building, perfect green building solution which are certified by the international governmental Indian governmental agency, need not use AC also. The green perfect green building example which I give, recently I went to a college called as Hitam, Hyderabad Institute of Technology and Management, which is there uh, uh, in Hyderabad. So it is the best example I've seen. In this college, which is a green building certified college, you don't find any air conditioning equipment in the complete college. No AC air conditioning appliances are there. So they have designed, even in the peak summer also, they are not using the air conditioning equipment, and they are not at all deploying it. The advantage is the lot of energy consumption is there, as well as the environmental no, improvement, whatever the contribution is there. So this is having a lot of impact on the carbon footprints and greenhouse gas emissions also. So how the design of the structure in such a way that it is reduced. And the other things here are even sensors can be used, the light detection sensor, and even the burglar alarms will be there, and even the fire sensors will be there. So you can use the sensors, even to detect any hazards also, any fire is there, or any water sensor is there. So you can also prevent the loss of water, or we can also prevent the loss of energy through various sensors, through various IoT technologies to improve the smart building technologies. And this also have the sustainability architecture, and also the green building is having huge community and social impact, as we have already discussed. Because when you are creating a positive impact on the local communities, and you are creating a positive impact on the environment, and obviously it will result in the community social impact also, because we are preserving the local local communities. You are helping them, you are helping the local economy to flourish. You're helping the flora and fauna, existing flora and fauna to have minimal disturbance, and also vegetation to be have minimum disturbance. Then definitely the community impact will be there. So positive influence will be there, and the surrounding community. If everybody is happy around you, definitely will be happy. So that is also one of the key factor that is uh, considered for the sustainable architecture. So that what will the advantage will be, healthy spaces will be, the healthy office space will be there, and will promote local jobs, enhance the property value will be there. Property value also will be developed, because we are having the property, the land, real estate price also will be zooming up and increasing, because environmental is considered there, and it is sustainable. Water facility will be, water availability will be there, and good air will be there, air quality will be there, indoor environmental quality, IEQ levels will be good. So all these things are, even the IIIT Hyderabad, like Manu, they are also working on this air quality index. So they are working on the projects of no, uh, uh, different projects, like monitoring the air quality at different various places, and alerting them through the different dashboards, so that the communities will be aware of it, and will have no will make some measures to resolve these issues. They're also doing wonderfully in that area. And the sustainable architecture mainly fosters a sense of community. The community sense will be fostered, and also it will encourage social interaction. So these are the various positive ways that can be done by the sustainable architecture. And now coming, we are having seen one of the fundamental principles that are involved for sustainable architecture, having seen what is a green building and what are the sustainable architecture principles and the goals. Now, what are certification agencies? What are certification agencies which will be certifying the green buildings or sustainable buildings? You can say there are different agencies that are there. One of the world leading organization, which is operated in more than 180 countries, is called LEED. Lead is the most no you can say lead is the agency which is having the highest usage in many countries. especially for the green building certification. So basically, the LEED stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. So LEED is a agency which will be involved in certification. It is US based organization, so it's globally recognized, and it is developed by the US Green Building Council. Green Building Council is that these are the this is a council which has developed this leadership in energy and environmental design. And the purpose is it's actually a framework. They in this framework, a lot of criteria will be there, and the criteria is no to, in the entire life cycle, of the buildings, sustainable buildings. It may be the designing area, constructing area, or operating the building area. It will see that the no the environmentally responsible and resource efficient measures are taken by the owners or the people behind the green buildings. That they will take care of it, and then they will give the certifications. Okay. Whatever principles, fundamental principles we have talked about regarding the site selection, water conservation, or the material efficiency, or resource efficiency, or indoor environmental quality, or the development of the building, everything will be considered by the lead. Okay. And they have how they certify is they will be having a point system will be there, and basing on the performance in various categories and various criteria, they will allot the points, and the points certification levels basing on no. If you're having 80 plus point, they will be calling as platinum certified. If you're having 60 to 79 point, you will be calling them as they will be giving a gold certification. 50 to 59 points, they will be giving silver certification. 40 to 49 points, they will be giving normal certification. So these are the different areas which the lead is working on. So leads the leadership in energy and environmental design for new construction of buildings, and for core and shell they're using, and then for also commercial interiors or existing buildings, and they don't not only design, also operational maintenance. So coming to the Indian context, we have IGBC. IGBC, like how I told, Green Building Council of US, which has developed this LEED certification. We can see the logo of the LEED. Similarly, IGBC logo, you can see Indian Green Building Council. So it is established since 2001. So 2001 means more than it is having the 23 years existence in India. So this also certifies. It's like a US Green Building Council. The equivalent of US Building Council in India is IGBC. So they are certified for new buildings. And in the lines of fleet, they have developed it: green homes, green factories, green townships, and SEZs, the special economic zones also. So not only buildings, the green certification, the sustainable architectures are also given for factories and townships, as well as the economic zones also. And also we can suppose, like, not only new buildings, even existing buildings can also convert to a green building. So they also provide certifications for that also. And for definitely governments, they will be having definitely some encouragements will be there. Some no, you can say the government will be doing some favors in terms of the benefits. Some governmental benefits will be there, and more or less the certification will have the positive impact, as I told you, commercially and socially, community-wise, everything will be having a positive impact. And coming to the other important, the IGBC has given another certification called a GRIHA. GRIHA, they usually provides certification whenever the built-up area is more than 2,500 square meters, and and they also have a SVA GRIHA when the built-up area is less than 2,500 square meters. And for large developments also, they provide the certification. So these are the agencies which are there, which are the vital important ones, which in India and also US, I say, because LEED is the most popular one. You go to Middle East, or you go to the no, or maybe Central East countries, or maybe Australia, or you may go to the North American countries or South American countries. So more than 180 countries, LEED is having, GBC is having the impact. So let's see what's the difference between IGBC and Griha. So just for understanding, I just kept a tabular form. So the IGBC, which is the developed in India by the CII, Confederation of Indian Industry, which we also discussed in our case study. It is launched in 2001, and whereas this GRIHA, which stands for Green Rating for Integrated Habitat Assessment. It is developed by TERI. TERI stands for the Energy and Resources Institute. So this is established in 2007, and international affiliation, as I told, IGBC is based on lead only, and UGBC lead only. Whereas this is independently developed, we has independently developed by the theory or in Indian context, because Indian factory and the fact of it also factored in Indian traditional practices, Indian context also is considered for Griha. Okay. And contextual focus, if you see, it is adaptable. It's have a broad international perspective is there. Whereas I told you, as no Griha keeping it is designed basing on the Indian climatic zones and traditional practices. So it is customized version of a lead, you can say, Griha. So Griha, and of course, as I told you, everywhere focus is the same. Focus is on energy efficiency, focus is on water conservation, focus is on best practices in the design and selection. Same here also, occupant health, everything is done. And the other one important is the rating levels. Of course, IGBC talks about certification of silver, gold, platinum, whereas Griha certifies in stars, 1 star, 2 star, 5 star, like that. And of course, the assessment process, how the certification will be done, based on performance, the design performance and predicted performance with some post-occupancy verification will be done for the IGBC. Whereas for Griha, more emphasis will be there on the actual performance and post-occupant assessment. So these are the fundamental differences between the IGBC and the Griha. And when you are talking about, if you want to compare the certifications of rating agencies, the lead and Griha, it is the global context and Indian context. As I told you, this is developed by US GBC and this is theory. And in India, lead launched in 2001, whereas Griha launched in 2008, which you have already seen. And almost the focus is on same. Only the strong emphasis of Griha is in Indian context, Indian climatic conditions are considered. And other thing is lead also is not designed for regional adaptations also, that is also considered. And these are the major differences you can see. And if you talk about the as I told you, the lead in the lead certifications will be like this. Already I told you about, if you are having 80 plus points, it will be called a platinum, or a different classification is there basing on the rating you're having. Whereas in Indian context, we have the up to 51 to 60 is 1 star, and 71 to 83 star, and 91 to 100 are 5 stars. So likewise, ratings are there. And examples of the buildings, so many examples also are given. The first the Indian green building certified building is which is a platinum rated building is CII GBC. Sohrabji Godrej Green Business Center, the GBC Green Business Center, which is there in the Madhapur, it is Madhapur area. So where it is located means it is opposite to Google CII building is there. We know it near the high-tech towers are there, no? So near the cyber towers, it is there. So ICI Sohrabji GBC. That is the first platinum rated. We'll be that case study also we'll discuss and down the slides. And then Griha certification exam. So many Griha certificates are there. You can go to the website and you can see the Center for Environmental Sciences and Engineering. Which has in the IIT Kanpur, located in IIT Kanpur, is also 5 star certified. And what are the green? If you talk about the criterions, as you have seen the fundamental principles of sustainable buildings, what are the criterion that green building certification agencies will be having? Mainly, I have taken the criteria of the Griha. So Griha certifying agencies, like criteria 1, this we have to follow every a company which are suppose we are going for consultancy, or which are going for implementation, we are going for the green building, for to have the positive impact on the environment as well as the communities as well as the occupants. So these criteria you have to follow. So site selection is the first criteria, and for an existing landscape. So during the construction or compensatory depository forestation. Suppose your deforestation is done for the no construction of the site, construction of a building in a site. So we also have to transplant that area, the transplant those deforested plantation to a different area, or maybe in the same site in different location. So that also arrangement also should be done. The compensation compensatory arrangements you have to make. And criterion 3 is soil conservation. So not only soil conservation in the initial stage, but till post construction also the soil conservation should be there. And criterion 4 is designed to include existing site features. What are site features are there means maybe the height of this no, surface is not uneven surface is there. Still, that should be included in the existing site features, so that the natural beauty will be there, and also the damage to the environment will be as minimum as possible. And the criterion 5 is reduce the hard paving on site. That also should be considered hard paving. And the other criteria, sixth criteria is outdoor lighting system efficiency. You have to use the outdoor lighting as much as possible in order to improve the energy efficiency. Seventh, you can see the usage of the, you have to plan the the source utilities efficiently and optimize on-site circulation efficiency. So circulation means the air circulation, or the wind circulation should be in such a way, the site as well as the building, in such a fashion that they are properly utilized. And other criteria is the sanitation safety of the construction workers are to be considered. Air pollution during construction, air pollution, the things like, no, suppose if you're constructing the site, you can use more prefabricated location the nearby site, so that the air pollution will be reduced. Depending on the site, depending on the area. Suppose there are a lot of communities that are living around the construction site, and you can use prefabricated sites like what we are doing in metros, or the bridges, or the flyovers. Those can be done. Of course, which will be having, we have to calculate the environmental impact, whether the transportation will be having more impact, or whether the pollution will be having more impact. That should be considered, and that should be no a criteria. That criterion should be taken into picture. And the other one is the landscape water requirement also should be considered. Landscape water requirement should be as natural as possible. So natural rainwater, or rainwater recycling, and all these things are to be considered. And buildings water usage, as we told, discussed about the low flow waters, and then recycling of the waters, and all these things we can use. Water use during construction, efficient usage, and optimize building design to reduce the conventional energy demand. Conventional energy demand reliance on more renewable sources, and optimize energy performance of the building is special within special comfort limit. So comfort limit should be there, and energy performance also should be there. Energy performance means lighting should be proper, and the cooling should be, cooling effect should be there. The comfort limit should be there should be comfort limit, as well as optimization of the performance should be there. And utilization of fly ash. So fly ash, a lot of fly ash will be there that can be utilized, which are fly ash which are produced by the industry, rather than using the normal sand, which is having a lot of impact on the river beds or the sea beds. Utilization of fly ash in the building structure will be greatly improving the your carbon credits. So the other one is the 16th criterion will be the reducing the volume, weight, and time of the construction, and then use low material in the interiors as much as low, or using the environmental materials like bamboos, etc. Renewable energy utilization, renewable energy based hot water system, the geysers, avoiding as much as possible, and using solar plants and based geysers, etc. And wastewater treatments, and sewage water treatments, and the water softeners to reduce the hardness also greatly impacts uh, the environment. Criterion 21 talks about the water recyclings, and criterion 22 talks about reduction of waste during construction, And that 23 talks about waste segregation. Even water waste that is generated during the construction or the operation, that should be segregated, and that should be recycled, or that should be renewed, or that should be reduced, or you have to do some, you have to take some response to no, to transport it and to a proper place, to utilize it in a different location. That plan should be there. And storage and disposal of the waste, resources recovery from the waste. So resource recovery from the waste, which we are talking about. So from 22, some this all 21 to 25 talks about the waste and water recycling. And 26, if you talk about 26, that they are focusing on the indoor quality, indoor environmental quality means air quality, clean air production. See, usage of low paints and low VOC paints, adhesives, and sealants, and also ozone depleting substances. While using the refrigerators, you have to take care that ozone, the refrigerants are not used, having less effect on the ozone layer, ensure water quality, and also noise levels, water outdoor indoor noise levels by using proper insulations. If you use it, then also will be having it will be having more comfort and well-being of the control. And tobacco smoke control, and provide the minimum level of accessibility for persons with disabilities. PWD people are also to be considered. Energy audit and validation. What are the measures we are taking for energy auditing and validation? And buildings operation and maintenance. How we are taking control of building and operation. So these are the various, around 33 criterion are there for green building certifications. So these are the criterion which are of the Griha development. As we have seen, the Griha, the green rate, which is known as green rating for integrated habitat assessment. So Griha, which is developed by the Terry Indian context certification, green certifications, they are taking the criterion of around 33 criterion are taken into picture for certification to the different establishments of the firms of the buildings. And let's talk about quickly. I will take you through the case study of CAI. So Harabji Godrej Green Business Center. So it's all called as GBC. So it is the first oldest lead platinum certified agencies. I hope by seeing it you remember it. From outside also we can see solar panels will be there. Outside we can see that the rooftops are green covered roofs, green grass covered rooftops will be there, thereby reducing the indoor temperature. And they use solar panel for energy efficiency. They also have the wind pipes pipes are there just to reduce the usage of AC air conditioning unit. And also they are using some other initiatives for the occupants. They're giving preferential treatment for cyclists, carpoolers, and also users of bicycles are now encouraged in the campus. And also battery operated vehicles are there from long back, and which are reducing the emissions by up to 60%. So these are the various practices they are doing. And site area is they have taken see what all the criterion of lead they are considered. The site area, they have seen that maximum the lowest technological disturbance is there within 40 feet only, and natural topography is maintained there. Materials also mostly local virgin materials within the 100-mile radius also used, and mostly they have used construction waste only for the disposal of material for construction. And also you can see 77% of the building material were contain the recycled contained fly ash, and bagasse or recycled paper aluminum is used. And also waste management plan, they ensure that 96% of the construction waste was recycled. So 96% they are recycling it. And air quality improved by more than 15 to 20%. So their air conditioning load is reduced by 15 to 20% because they're using aerated concrete blocks made of fly ash or facades, and the low VOC materials for paints. And air quality they are taking into consideration. And for cooling, as I told you, this wind we can say these they're called as wind catchers, or they can be called as wind scoops or bugbears. These are there in 2 or 3 such wind towers. We'll be calling as wind towers, but actually, in fact, they are called as wind catchers. So for natural ventilation, because there will be tall structures, in the GBC whole has around 2 wind towers are there for energy savings only. So what they are doing is, so these wind towers supply air cooled by up to 8 degrees centigrade to the air handling units. So air handling units significantly what they will do, they reduce the load on the air conditioning system. So these wind towers are in combination with the air conditioning system, thereby the cool air will be provided to the air conditioning system. So whatever is available, and you will be having a lot of energy efficiency will be there, and the natural environment is taken care of. Air, indoor quality air also will be improved, and heavily insulated roof further contributes to the reducing the building cooling load. So these are all different things they are taking into consideration. And water efficiency is considered. So permeable pavements are they're adopting, and also wastewater treatment is there, and low flow fixtures are arranged in their buildings. And energy efficiency, they are using green roof, covering 50% of the roof area they covered. And solar panels are reducing their no, they're also contributing 20% reduction in the energy demand. So all in all aspects, whatever criteria we are following with discussing, and in the green building certification, they're following energy efficiency. And also this GBC, the Green Business Center, they no, it has carried more than 1950 audits so far. So 1950 energy audits so far. These are from the website only. So this is certified from their website. So including the countries, like so many countries, the energy audits they have done it. And IGBC certification is there. Green Pro Eco Label certification is there for using sustainable products. Green Co certification is there for using holistic mechanism for improving the ecological footprint. Renewable energy they are using, and then the Green Energy Council also they are meeting. So this is the best example in India, and fortunately we are having that CII Sarabji GABC very near to our campus. The challenges in architecture is, obviously there will be challenges there. So financial challenges will be there, technical challenges will be there. You have to smart technologies, means some technical capabilities are required, and also for implementing the green buildings, definitely some financial challenges will be there. So of course training and education will be avoiding these misconceptions and the capacity. That is one thing. So what are the future trends in this? If you take the future trends, you see the stats from right now 2024 in this industry. If you take 2017 figure, it was around 7.4 billion. Now it is around 38.2 billion in 2027. So that by using the technologies like all these latest technologies like IoT, cloud computing, and AI, by using all these technologies also, the green technology is improving, and the market size is improving, and the trend is in coming years still it will be improving. So innovations in design, innovation material also will help in integrating those technologies in the green building. And what is the, definitely there will be a role of government and policies will be there. So because government suppose government provides good incentives or grants and regulatory practice, regulations of the maybe the RERA, ZAPTERA, maybe in different countries different regulations will be there. It will definitely improve energy efficiency and sustainable design. So there should be a collaboration should be there between the government and the private, so which are essential for the progress of the sustainable architecture. And education awareness is very important to the public, as well as seminars, webinars should be there. Architects and builders, civil engineers, and public should be should be thoroughly aware about the sustainable practices, which are the benefits from the green buildings. Okay. And the global perspective, you see, it is the population is rising 9.8 billion by 2050. So it will be having a lot of pressure on the resources. So resources will be there. So if you want to have the sustainability, if you want to provide a good environment to our next generation, to our children, to the new, and then we have to see that the worsening of our current environment should be as less as possible. And we need to follow different approaches for sustainable architecture. We need to take the help of technologies. You have to take the help of smart technologies. You have to take the help of the business communities, local communities. And since it's a complex and multifaceted issue, There is no easy solution. We have to only collaborate, work together, public establishment, private establishment, and different organizations come together to have a sustainable future for everyone. And I can see here, if you take even the other countries, global perspectives in India, as I told, Bihar is there, and in China also they're having a green building evaluation is there, which is rapidly increasing. Middle East, they are having. If you take Dubai or Qatar, Estidama or GSAS is there, that is also increasing, and they're also following the water conservation and arid climate areas, energy efficiency is there, cultural sensitivity is there. And if you take US, I already talked about LEED, and Canada also LEED is there. European Union, they are following BREEAM, Building Research Establishment Environmental Assessment, and Australia Green Star. Like this, if you take globally, all the countries are focusing on these sustainability practices. So finally, this practice is a vital step towards a better future for our children, for our future, next generation. So every government should make this collaborative effort, and the private communities, public, everybody should be involved in this collaborative efforts, and which will promote and realize the potential of the green buildings. And I have taken some references from various websites and also from the LEED and then GREHA and GBC websites. And thank you for the participation, and thank you for attending. Any doubt?
Thank you, sir, Mr. Vivek, sir, for sharing your knowledge and experience with us. We sincerely appreciate your contribution to this FDP. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.